AFC last four teams. Any reaction to that?
Yeah, my mother-in-law sent me something the other day and told me I was the old guy. It's because I took my victory lap loud and proud with Oklahoma. But yeah, it was somebody sent me just how close everybody is in age. It's pretty crazy to see, between Josh, Lamar, and obviously Pat. I mean, Pat's got the most experience out of all of us. He was 3 and done at Texas Tech, but it's fun to see these guys that I'm familiar with and have been following for a little bit to see them competing at such a high level.
And you guys have said this all along that you're not satisfied despite winning a first playoff game or whatever. You've also been an emotional wins baker where it's maybe tough to get back to that level again. What gives you the most confidence that this team can get back on where they need to be and playing such a big game?
I think everybody here does a great job of just hitting the reset button. Like I've said, we have a big picture mindset, but a singular game focus. And so you have to have that, especially right now. Every game is going to be extremely emotionally and mentally taxing. I mean, obviously the physical part comes on Sundays, but each week you're having to put everything you have into it during the week, and then you empty that bucket on Sunday. And so you just have to hit the reset button. And right now, I think our guys are doing a great job of that.
Thanks.
Thank you, Tom. Mary Kay Cabot is next.
Yeah, Baker, what makes Patrick so amazing? And just how excited are you for just what is going to be shaping up to be a really cool quarterback duel once again between you two guys?
I mean, for starters, you could go into the physical attributes that Pat has. He's got everything you could possibly want. His arm strength is unbelievable, but just the different arm angles, the things he's able to do. I know people talk about, his no-look passes and all that, but to be able to change his arm angle, you can see why he was such an incredible athlete in baseball and basketball as well. He's just able to do things that a lot of quarterbacks can't do. And then I think, he sat out pretty much the whole his rookie year and just took everything in. Patrick's extremely smart, intelligent, picking up that system. And you can just tell, guys want to play for Patrick, but when he, is on top of his game like he is mentally, that pushes those guys even more.
And just you two guys going at it again. How exciting is this, just for you and all you guys? It's
always fun to play, friendly competition, playing against people you're familiar with. He's got me so far in the league, so we gotta see what I can do.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary Kay. We'll go to Jake Trotter.
Yeah, Baker, you've talked about it before, but what do you remember about the 2016 shootout you guys had that set all those records?
We had to score every single drive in the second half to win that game. I know we scored right before halftime, did a half bootleg to the right, threw a touchdown to Nick Baskin right before halftime. But then we had to score every drive in the second half just to win because Pat threw the ball, 80-something times and had 800 yards all-purpose by himself. And it was an unbelievable game, unbelievable atmosphere. Just the back and forth was something that I won't forget.
You've played against a lot of great quarterbacks, pro and college. Have you ever seen a performance like that, especially considering, he was hurt in that game too and still, put up all those numbers?
Honestly, no, I haven't. Just the efficiency, the spectacular plays. It was just it was fun to watch. So it's just always been fun to keep up with that.
Thanks, Jake. Daryl Ryder has our next question.
Hey, Baker, Sunday night was another clean game for the offensive line where you didn't get taken down. Could you just speak toward the comfort that you have enjoyed with that group this year, despite the amount of injuries they have sustained up front, and Blake Hance coming out of nowhere to be an unsung hero late in that game too?
Yeah, when you have that many guys stepping up throughout the year, between Kendall Lamb, obviously we lost Hub for the rest of the year, but Hub had stepped up on occasions. Jedrick's gone down and Kendall's moved around a little bit. Michael Dunn to start that game. Obviously, like I said, Blake coming in. It's just that next man up mentality for the linemen is a little bit different because they have to have that herd mentality together. So when you replace one guy, they have to really be on the same page to have that success like they did on Sunday. And so that just speaks volumes to those guys and not having their O-line coach 2 weeks in a row. That just says so much about those guys and their preparation and how much they truly care and want to help us win.
one of the challenges you'll have Sunday is Tyrann Mathieu, one of the better ball hawks in the league. Just when you watch him on film, what makes him so good? And from a quarterback perspective, the risk reward of trying to squeeze one in a tight window where he's in coverage.
He's got amazing ball skills. When that ball's in the air, he's not like your true typical DB. He's got skills like a offensive player. So I'd say it starts there, but he's a ball player. He's got so much recognition of schemes and concepts to where he can recognize stuff and be in the right place at the right time. And he's a passionate guy that always leads his guys, and he's always around the ball. So I mean, he's a complete player. And people have always said that he was too small or this and that, but he never plays like that, and he never will.
Thanks, Daryl. Jeff Shadell, you're up.
Hey, Baker, is controlling the clock more important in a game like this? Or if you do play that game where you might only have 6 or 7 possessions, would that just put more emphasis on having to score each time you had the ball?
I'd say it comes back to us being extremely efficient. You don't want to play the clock game early. You want to play to win, that's for sure. And we just have to do a better job of scoring in the red zone. That's something that we've been good at all year, but we kind of had a lull there in the second half and had a few field goals instead of touchdowns. So we want to be more efficient down there when it comes to touchdowns, and also just staying on the field and third down percentage. And for us, that'll keep us on the field. And so it's just us doing the things we've been trying to emphasize.
Thank you, Jeff. Nate Ulrich is next.
Hey, Baker, I don't know, it kind of surprises me that this happens, but I want to ask you if it surprises you that somebody tweeted Sammy Watkins, hey, looks like you're going to have competition next week. And he tweeted back, I won't go that far, LOL. And I'm just wondering, does it surprise you when guys talk trash ahead of time and give you guys that ammo, not necessarily that you even need it? Does it surprise you when you hear that stuff? And then do you like using that as fuel just to, give you something extra?
No, I mean, I have no problem with it, to be honest with you, because if you don't have confidence, then you're not going to have success. And those guys have been doing it together for a few years now. They have a ton of confidence in each other. And so, I mean, it's just, people get mad when you put it out there as, your quote unquote bulletin board material. But I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It comes with the nature of this game that you got to be confident and got to know and believe in yourself.
Thanks, Nate. Scott Petrick, you're up.
Hey, Baker. Kevin talked about the control of the offense that you had Sunday night and how you were able to execute the plan. Do you feel like you're seeing the field as well as you ever have?
Yeah, I feel like in the second half of the year, like I told you guys after the bye week, we were able to sit down and kind of go through things and just make sure we were all on the same page. But I'd say it's about everybody being on the same page and just doing their job, and that makes everybody's job easier. You don't try and do too much. You stick within the plan, do the little details right, and you stay efficient. And so the guys up front and the skill guys around me have made my job extremely easy.
And when you look at that KC defense, does it remind you of any opponent you guys have faced this year, whether it's scheme and or personnel?
Got me on the spot here. They're very good at disguising. So there's been a few secondaries that are similar in that way. Now they play a little bit different coverage, but they disguise extremely well. And then they have some guys up front that make a lot of plays for them. Obviously, you talk about Frank and Jones up front that are just making a ton of plays. So they're similar to some teams that we've played, but they know how to win at this time of the year. So that's the challenge that this team represents.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. We'll go to Dan Lobby.
Hey, Baker. Shark.
Unfortunately, it looks like Dan froze on us. Dan, are you still with us? All right, we're going to move on to Jake Trotter.
Yeah, Baker, you were just talking about confidence with regard to the Chiefs. For you as a quarterback, how important is it to project self-belief to teammates? And, how important has that been for you over the years in terms of being a leader and getting guys to believe in you as a quarterback and then in the team as a whole?
I think that's one of the more important things when it comes to being a quarterback is, being that same guy, having the same confidence whether things are going good or bad, and then also elevating the guys around you. And I think self-confidence does that. If guys aren't questioning whether they're right or wrong, or if they can or can't do something, and they just go out and do it, the teams seem to play better. And that's my belief. I don't have all the answers, but that's how I've done it, and I'm going to continue to try and do it that way.
In terms of other qualities that I know are important to you, authenticity is important. Seems like Kevin Stefanski has really won you guys over the months because of how authentic he is to you and just he's himself. Is that what is appealed to you in part in terms of Kevin's leadership style? And is that something that has been part of the foundation of the trust you guys have together? You know, dating back to when you met the first time back in Austin at I assume like a Mexican restaurant or something.
No, that's pretty spot on with that one, and I think that goes back to what he talks about, having the open line of communication. So there's no questions, there's no uncertainties about what we're going to be about, the foundation that he laid. And then, people don't follow fake leaders. You can tell when you have a group